Welcome to your magic moon message. This is the peace dealer. Moon in Scorpio, sun in Aries, okay? Actually, as I'm recording this, the moon is 1 degree away from its 210-degree angle to the Aries sun, okay? It's going to be traveling 210 degrees to 240 degrees. That's what's going to bring in the next phase. Harvest of the full moon is taking place in 3 stages: 180 to 210. That's the Libra signature, moon in Libra, relative to the Aries sun. And then we have 210 to 240. That's the Scorpio signature, moon in Scorpio. And then 240 to 270 degrees. That's the Sagittarius signature, moon in Sagittarius. 270 degrees will be the third quarter square, which will experience Aries season as moon in Capricorn. So moon in Libra, moon Scorpio, moon Sag is the harvest of our characters we are getting ready to activate with the eclipse. The social collective understanding that is taking the new beliefs we activated, the new magic, the magic of new beginnings, or trusting with the new moon in Pisces, converted it to a direction that we apply that perspective towards, and now break through the balance with Libra, transformation with Scorpio. This transformation allows for an ascension to uplift you to a higher level. The integration and analysis of the Virgo is what put together behavioral patterns so that Scorpio can cut the fat off of what no longer aligns with what you are integrating. Okay. As such, the visual effect of this breakthrough we are set to experience is going to be experienced in a couple of days from now, which means the action, the cause of this has already been done through this moon in Libra. And now this is the sauce. This is the actual process and the depth of transformation that's going to reveal a lot of secrets about you, a lot of secrets about social situations and context around you that will now transform the way you identify with yourself, or at least transform the direction that you wish to take. And with the aspects we're having, this is going to be a deeply charged and felt transit. Okay, once again, once the moon goes into Sag, you're going to see the effect of what you have broken through. But this is now the core depth. The moon in Libra has now had us balance and move in this direction, unlock this direction. Now we're transforming deeper into it. Okay, so in about an hour from now, once we step into that 210 degrees, 7 degrees Scorpio moon, 7 degree Aries sun, this is going to kick off the transformation process. And considering the fact that what we are unlocking are supernatural powers attached to how we identify and actualize them, this is what's going to give you a deeper core psychological understanding of the nuances involved relative to such a core level of transformation. Okay, the moon right off the bat is trining Saturn in Pisces. It's trining Mars in Pisces. It's going to trine this party in Dreamland, okay? Which, if we look at the psychology between both sides, the sincerity and feeling represented by Cancer, your individual feelings, is intensified through the purity of Scorpio. How intensely can you feel your emotions? Now this intense psychological depth of strength and wisdom gives you much of a stronger quality with which to express through Pisces in imagining. Namely, if I were to imagine something, if I were to imagine myself eating a cupcake, you know what I mean? I can imagine you could do it right now with me. You could imagine yourself eating a cupcake, right? Now imagine if like it was the greatest cupcake ever. Imagine if like you've been dying to eat this cupcake your whole life and it tastes like sex. And it's just like, So now the quality of your imagination is just so much deeper, and you're going to come into a deeper, unique understanding of how practically that aligns with this application. Saturn in Pisces is building with your physical body as the hardware system, the application of your imagination. This concept dabbled with throughout most of all human history about the nature of your imagination, whereas religion captures it through prayer, sacrifices, rites. Science may call it a placebo effect. Motivational speakers may call it the law of assumption, manifestation. The whole point of this Aries season is to uniquely identify who it is you are and what it is you call it. Based on the actions and experiences you come through, you'll never not do this, of course. It's just the quality of this go around is so much more intensely focused on breaking you through unconventional means and mechanics of literally operating with your own hands and body and mind and brain to achieve the impossible, realizing it was never impossible. Okay, so just that trine of Scorpio to Pisces, especially as we later on try Neptune, is going to reveal deep wisdom, but it's going to give you metaphysical mechanics and synchronicities engaging the augmented reality through your imagination and, of course, what your physical senses process to sequence and align related, seemingly unrelated and related experiences to guide you through this transformation of your character. This is going to bring uncanny divine revelations from the most unlikely of sources, as it also, transforms your approach of how it is you interpersonally relate with other people. Now that you're coming into a much stronger hidden aspect of yourself, there's an aspect of latent power and energy that will continue to be increased that you may not have accessed. And given the dark nature of Scorpio in the 8th house of other people's resources, this opposition to Jupiter and Uranus in Taurus is harvesting what 2 weeks ago activated with the moon in Taurus transit. And given that significance of course, coming into a much stronger understanding of how much more naturally you can harness your own personal energy, this moon Scorpio opposition, now that it's quincunx in Aries and trining Pisces, is bringing such a smoother flow of how much more deeply you can harness this natural energy. Whereas, of course, through Moon and Leo, we add more potency and spiciness to it. This is going to help you understand, as we've been doing every 28 days, the wisdom that will account for a much stronger element of harnessing energy. It's just now, we've been doing this since last year. It's just now that the sun is in Aries, you have much more of a dynamic range and activity and action to see more what you can do with it, especially as the moon will go into Sagittarius and show us the effects of what is happening auto-nervous to us. So this happening deep within our psyche and unconscious. So there's that. The opposition to Taurus is what's going to have you feel this very radically, very physically, everything that you're going to be tapping in deeply to. Now, this is also dark, whereas the moon in Sag is going to bring this to the light. This is also kind of revealing dark undercurrents and elements of that don't have to be negative, but hidden from your consciousness. Facets of your own character that may have been locked up in early childhood or sealed because it wasn't understood or because the environment around you suppressed it. Transit like this really unlocks this at full blast, granted that you have integrated it properly enough. And you may see this within other people too who lack the ability to actually control or harness this. Okay. The trine to Saturn is reinforcing the integrity of your beliefs about yourself that will enable more of this hardcore transformation. And the less integrity that you are based on you being tested by these beliefs, if you don't have integrity and beliefs, you're going to be triggered by the beliefs of other people, and that's going to get away from you transforming into the direction you want to move, versus standing on these beliefs, allowing them to be challenged, but also using them to challenge others' beliefs, because there's integrity in them, will of course anchor in an unconscious space through faith, and not blind faith, but believing in aspects of yourself you may not be able to touch or see readily. This will of course anchor through the transformation that you have to have trust in, which is the whole point of a transit like this. This is building much deeper trust in yourself, because you're taking, as with this Aries Sun transit, now Taurus and Uranus is second house of value. That's what this Taurus aspect to Aries is, and Moon and Scorpio is helping you understand the wisdom of who can you trust with this added value. You understand how much way more valuable you are now. And the reason why Scorpio is other people's money, tax, sex, all of this requires trust. I have to trust your organization to take my hard-earned money and put in your organization. I have to trust you to take my clothes off and lay in bed with you. I have to trust you to share my resources with you. That's the complexity of a vibration and energy like Scorpio. And in understanding over the past 2 weeks how much more valuable you are, this helps you understand what boundaries to draw relative to outside, because now we're dealing with angles through the social opposite the individuality. So outside influences, other people who do not recognize your value, are who we draw these boundaries against, versus people who do value and honor your value are who we can share these resources with. This is the type of things these dynamics will kind of cumulatively confirm or just update you with, because it's good to see these as updates that we have every month and every year. And it's also going to really expose the psychological nature of how certain people try and act smart and use vocabulary to bring the impression that they know more than they do, and they don't know shit. And you're going to expose all of that more than you've ever done, because you're standing in the solid quality of your value that is not hiding behind rhetoric and what people think and believe. More so, oh my God, synchronicity. But more so, I would say the nature of, what it is you've been able to show consistently, and receipts you can pull through confirmation to basically, let your actions speak louder than whatever words you're going to express. But that's going to be a huge facet of today, especially with that Pluto square that begins the Moon Scorpio transit, all right, and intensifies a lot of these social, collective, universal issues in tandem to prepare for the completion of this cycle and then the activation of the new moon eclipse. It's going to really just help you see through a lot of the fake ways people may try to gaslight, undermine, or appeal more to a crowd. There's a way that someone can act like they're talking to you, but they're not talking to you. They're saying they may be talking at you, but what they're saying is for everyone else listening. Versus people who talk to people one-on-one, you're going to expose all those dynamics. And this is going to, once again, as you're transforming yourself, transform the status quo and kind of prepare to determine the direction you're getting ready to take all this. All right. Your life, where you stand in everything that's going on and bubbling. And it's okay if you don't have all the answers. No one does. And we're really here just more to experience and share our wisdom. So you're going to unlock a lot of wisdom, and this is going to reveal facets of your character that you will either keep secret or share with those that you trust. Miracles impending. Y'all stay blessed as always. Until next time. Peace.